Hi, my name is Heather Mackey. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today we are talking about beautiful, beloved you. So, I've been teaching the first iteration of a quantum self class. It was created in response to a Dharma profile that I received from Akashic Resources through Facebook. And that profile had illustrated that it is time for me to share my Dharmic teachings. I've spent 2,000 lifetimes with Soul Collective in a specific focus. I've been in this Dharma. I've been very meticulous with my Dharma. And this is the last lifetime I'm going to do this. And so it basically is like empty your cup, offer it, share it with others, and you'll move into a new Dharma next lifetime. So we've been doing about 4 weeks of shadow work, embracing the shadow, and many medicine men, medicine women, teachers, wise people that I engage with, they also are offering and focusing on shadow work. And shadow work is about no longer needing to project everything that you would deny in the shadow side of life. Because you're not owning it, you're not being with your own false evidence appearing real or fear-based thoughts and consciousness. You're projecting it and being afraid of the world or being afraid of others or being in judgment of others. So when we do our shadow work, we take ownership of our own role that we play in life, what's not working, and just being present with the self. And this class is kind of like a co-creation with me and my spirit guides and all the helping spirits that I work with, which is a bunch. And it's kind of unfolding before me. It is a co-creation with the people that take the class. But that's what came through. I kept wanting to be like, yay, let's go, super happy. And they were like, actually, we need to do this. We need to get honest. We need to get honest. And so we need to face anything we're avoiding. So let's first clear that out. Let's clean the cobwebs out of the inner temple, if you will. So we've been doing that work, and now we're making this pendulum swing towards awareness of our light, awareness of the gifts, awareness of the beauty within, awareness of the loveliness, the lovableness, how loving and lovable you are. Marianne Williamson, she is somebody that has been in politics lately, somebody I dearly love. She's offered deeper explanations and understandings of A Course in Miracles, which if you know that teaching, it is a meaty, weighty thing to wrap your mind around and your ego around, because it's an ego deconstruction system. But she said in one of her recordings, if you really look at it, you will find that you are a very kind person. Like, mostly you're kind. Like most people are, and most people mostly are being that. So we can be sold a different idea about the nature of our world. It is our light that most frightens us, not our darkness. We are not afraid of being inadequate. We are afraid that we are powerful beyond measure. That is another quote from beloved teacher of mine, Marianne Williamson. It is from a speech that she wrote for Nelson Mandela. And it is, in my experience, often very true. There are many medicine people, many healers, many kind, loving people, many wisdoms within many two-leggeds. And it can be quite challenging to stand in awareness of how loving you are, how loving you are about what you see, what you take in, and how lovable you are. How lovable you are. I went to Sandia Mountains on the ski resort side, which I've been exploring a lot lately. My medicine. Mother Nature. She's been my medicine probably in all of the lifetimes, frankly. I was thanking her today. And on my way down, I was thinking about how I just got a free Crow tarot deck I have a mentor that I got to work with when I was working with teenagers a man that is no longer in form here named Joe Crow. And his daughter, last name Crow, was getting rid of a Crow tarot deck. And I wound up having this magical, mystical friend of mine pick up the deck, and she's mailing it to me. And so I was just thinking about how cool that is, because Joe Crow's daughter had pointed that out to me, like how interesting that you're getting this Crow tarot deck from a Crow person. And I was like, that is really interesting. And so I was just thanking Mother Nature for her beauty and petting all the trees and doing what I do, just being weird in nature. That's what I've done for most of my lifetimes, fairly. And as I came down from mountain, I was thinking about that, and Crow comes flying over my car. It sounds not like caw to me. It sounds like rah, rah, like they're saying like sun god, rah, rah. So that's what I heard as Crow friend flew over my car, over my head, in response to my consciousness on the simpatico friend. Landed in a tree right by my car and continued to raw at me. Rah, rah, rah. Like, yeah, we're pals. And so it can be easy in the belly of Mother Nature to see how beautiful, how beloved she is, how magical, how mystical, how inspiring and like activating. I mean, even in just walking around on her belly, I was like, okay, what's next for me? And I saw myself like making a list of all the things that light me up and inspire me that I want to do, because it's easy to get consumed with technology, which is a powerful research tool, but not actually how I want to spend most of my consciousness in this life. So she was like inspiring me, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to make this list and I'm going to look at it every day with all the things like, okay, I want to paint and I want to, maybe I want to try archery. My niece does that. That sounds so cool. So I was just feeling really inspired, and it was just easy to feel motivated, activated, inspired, and Mother Nature invited me and all of you, because I always ask Mountain anything to share with the two-leggeds, that if you need some motivation and inspiration, she's a good place to go to. She's happy to offer that. She's got all that sun energy she's been holding from Father Sky, so there's just abundant energy there. And you can feel it. You can feel it if you get really present. So I was thinking a bit about how beautiful, just weeping sometimes at her beauty, just like stopping, like my shaman taught me to do, stopping and just taking it in, instead of just running up the mountain, just even in your own life, just stopping and taking in what you've done, where you've been, who you are, how far you've come. So one of the gifts of being honest with the self is that you get to receive love. Also, in my Dharma profile, it's time for Heather to receive some love. So I was just receiving her beauty and receiving her love, but I've spent the past 24 hours marinating too on, and we were talking about this last night a bit, about just using the heart chakra. I often open it and extend love to everything, but opening the heart chakra and letting the love in. So the invitation and the invocation today is to open your heart and receive all the love that's ever come your way. Just say like, I welcome in, I breathe in, I take in all the love that's ever been offered to me. I got to tell you, it's much more than your brain or memory or awareness would actually even be able to offer you, because I share love with strangers all the time, and I actively work to do it more verbally, actually, like to presence it in the world. But I often am just like loving people that I'm driving past. And, my sister taught me that, to just look at the world and think about how cute it is, and to just like, oh, I really love that person, and I love their conversation, and I love that person's unique style. Look at how cool they just chose their own way. I love that. So I'm just one of 7.8 billion people that is, perhaps not all of us, but many of us are walking around in the world and sharing love even with strangers. So a lot of love has come your way, whether it was from blood tribe or a tribe you've garnered from friendships that filled maybe a void you felt with lack of blood tribe or lack of home or family in that sense. And maybe it's from, a beloved, or it is valuable to share your light instead of shrink from it, and to stand in the magnitude of your power. And that includes being in balance with receiving, taking in the amount of love that is offered to you in this world. It can feel really good to give love, and I do it often. That's why my Dharma profile's like, you're kind of out of balance. You're really good at freely giving love, and truly meaning it, and not as in balance with receiving. So we learn to bring balance by being aware of our gifts, of what's so lovable about us. How often do you list your gifts to yourself? How often do you go, let me think about how amazing I am. Let's just do a rundown of all the tremendous gifts I'm able to offer based on my experiences and my frequency, and all the times I'm loving and kind, and all the times that people have come back and reflected to me that I've been helpful or in service, which is a desire I, Heather Mackey, have. But I feel like so many two-leggeds do. They really do want to be kind. They want to be helpful. They want to be loving, because it's more in alignment with our frequency. So I invite you to make a list of your gifts. No harm, no foul in that. Maybe look at it every day for 30 days. And really be with it. And if you're not sure, and you have people that you trust in your life that love you, which venture to guess many of you do, check in with them and say, like, can you tell me what my gifts are? Like, can you help me to see what that is? I feel like I'm drawing a blank. And if you're drawing a blank, it means you're not spending a lot of conscious attention and awareness on the daily of your light, your power, your gifts, your offering, your lovability, why you're so lovable. And you deserve more, not because blah, 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 but you deserve more because life is very deserving of love. Ask an infant, ask a tree, ask a four-legged, ask a bee, ask a deer, ask a friend, ask a family member. Life is deserving of love. It is deserving of love, and it feels better to share it, actually. And there's a great medicine, in the two-leggeds, being able to share love with Mother Earth, and share love with the four-leggeds, and share love with the plants, and be reverent as they engage in their stewardship with those things. And very important, to share love with the self. To share love with the self. To recognize beautiful, beloved you in the mirror. And the way you do that is every day you offer more loving kindness in your conscious awareness of how you're being with and talking to you. So one thing you can do is make a list of your gifts. If you're not sure what that is, you can ask your friends, and you can read that list to yourself for 30 days. I've also had counselors say, like, every day make a list of all the things you did. Like, I stopped at a stop sign. That was helpful and prevented car accidents. And you can go from like the most simple, basic things to, like, I spent 3 hours generous listening to somebody that really needed an ear, or whatever you feel is like, that was a gift today. Another way is to visualize all the love that's ever been extended to you, from strangers, from friends, from family members, from plants, from four-leggeds, from just allow your heart a little bit to the left of the center to just take in the love. Beautiful, beloved, you are lovable, loving, and worthy and deserving of love. So mote it be.